Keep in mind, from age 45 to 60, single women outnumber single men 25 to 1. The pickings are plentiful for men.
Yep.
I'm just going to go ahead and speak on behalf of all the women who have done the work, the therapy.
Oh my gosh. The T word, as usual, when it comes to these DGs over 30. Well, in her case, over 50. The magic T word, guys. That's the red flag. When the chick starts talking about her therapist and I'm done the work, you can guarantee you're dealing with a self-absorbed, self-centered, selfish, egotistical biatch.
Have learned to love themselves and value themselves.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know, these chicks have no problem loving themselves and valuing themselves. No problem at all. And you know what? Society, mainstream media, corporate America, they're constantly feeding this garbage in these chicks' ears every moment of the day. You're so special. You're powerful. Oh, you're stronger than men. Yeah, they're hearing it all day long. They're so full of themselves. Give me a break.
We don't give a
What they need to be is humbled.
We don't give a flying.
Yeah, very pleasant. Does this sound like somebody you want to date? I don't care. We don't give a flying F anymore. Screw you men. Ooh, screw you men. Now date me. No.
We would rather be alone.
Sure.
In our peace.
On TikTok, complaining.
With our girlfriends.
Girlfriends that are backstabbing us. That are pulling the rug out from underneath us, sabotaging us.
Living our best life.
Sure. It doesn't sound like any of these chicks are living their best lives, these 50-year-old single women.
Then lower our standards to have a man in our life who is an abusive act.
So, why are you choosing a man who is an abusive a-hole, right? Why are... You have to appreciate the lack of accountability, the lack of agency when it comes to these modern females, right? They're complaining about these abusive a-holes that they themselves are choosing to date. No one is holding a gun to their head or holding their family members at ransom going, you better date this abusive a-hole girl, otherwise we're offing your family. No. Okay? You are voluntarily choosing these guys. And I don't care how unattractive or how old these girls get, they still have beta orbiters in their friend zone. A lot of you guys would be very surprised. Even her, at her age, she's got beta orbiters in her friend zone. Dudes who are just blue pill, nice guy, incel type betas that are willing to treat her like a queen. Right? Willing to be her knight in shining armor and ride in on their white horse and rescue her. They don't want these guys. No, they want in her own words, the abusive a-hole. That's what they want. And then they project their anger onto other men who did nothing to them, who don't deserve this treatment, right? Because they just don't have the self-reflection to go, hey, I'm the one who chose these guys. I shouldn't be mad at anyone but me. No. It's never anybody's fault. It's everyone else's fault but their own. And they wonder why so many people just refer to modern women as children in adult bodies. Here we go.
One of the things that I find hilarious and fascinating about dating in your 40s after you're divorced is the number of women who are absolutely adamant that they will never, ever get remarried, myself included, and the number of men that would be more than happy to. And at first you'd think, well, that seems weird.
No, it doesn't seem weird. It's just that men are a lot more resilient than women are, and men generally want to do the right thing beyond themselves. Most men are not marrying because they want to necessarily. It's because they want to raise families. They, want to be of service to their community, and they really think outside themselves. Where these chicks are just so inverted, right? Everything has to be about them. It's so selfish. It's so selfish. They don't think about anyone, the kids, the husband, the family. No, it's all about them.
Really? Well,
yeah.
Of course they would. They want another wife. Having a wife is great. I want a wife. What none of us want is another husband.
Yeah, and the thing with these TikTok stories is I notice it's only the women who get on here and complain and bash the husband on social media. I don't see the husbands ever getting on here and bashing the ex-wife. I mean, I haven't come across any videos myself. I'm sure there's some out there, but they're definitely not as rampant as these females, right? These broads who are posting about their ex-husbands and just totally bashing him. And obviously, I mean, this chick's not hiding her identity. The kids are going to see this. Her husband's going to see this. Family is going to see this. So it's very, selfish, right? As I said earlier, to put something like this out there and just make him look bad, and then sit there and act like your poop don't stink, right? Why these girls act like their poop don't stink, man? They act like they're just so innocent in all this, and they didn't do anything to lead to the divorce. I mean, whereas 80 to 90% of the women out there do file for divorce from their husbands. That's a statistic. And most of the reasons why they do are usually for very selfish reasons. So I'm sure there's no. She's no different. Last one.
If you have been the too much person in relationships before, this is for you. If that makes no sense to you and you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably haven't been this person. Also want to acknowledge that my content lately is dating story heavy, but I feel like I've brought y'all along as Derek and I really figured out co-parenting next to each other and living on the farm, and then like attachment style stuff, and this is just the next phase. And it turns out what this phase is teaching me is what it's like to be in a secure relationship with someone I'm compatible with. So you're getting dating stories. But anyway, back to my point. Chris and I met unexpectedly under somewhat serendipitous circumstances, which is a very fun story, but I'm waiting to tell it when he is with me so we can tell it to you together. So anyway, he lives 3.5 hours away. We meet. He goes home. We immediately decide.
One thing I can't understand about a lot of these chicks is a lot of them just kind of talk incessantly about nothing. You ever meet somebody, it's usually female, who can just say a whole lot without saying anything, almost like a politician. It's like they can say a whole lot without actually saying anything. It's kind of a deceptive skill to have.
I'm going to come down and visit, and so we are texting about me going down to visit him. We have only known each other for like a week and a half, but we have been talking every night for literally hours. And
dude, they've known each other a week and a half. They've been talking every night for hours. Guys, as a dating coach, as a professional pickup artist, never ever do this if you want to get the girl. Right? If you just want somebody to talk to and you have no romantic interest in her, go ahead and do that. Right? But if you do, you're shooting yourself in the foot by exhibiting these blue pill behaviors, right? Talking on the phone for hours at a time. All you're communicating to this girl is you have nothing else better to do. You have nothing else better going on, and no other chicks want you. You have no other options but her. And eventually, you know what she's just going to do? She's just going to friend zone you, if not just flat out ignore you completely. So this guy is really just going to screw himself. I've seen this happen a zillion times. It never changes. The guys are just so thirsty these days that they'll make dumb mistakes like that, mostly because they're not in mastery. Click the link below. Quick look.
so I know that if I'm going to make a trip down to see him, I want to make it count and stay for as long as I can. So the context for this is we are texting back and forth about when I'm coming down, and even though he is working on Friday night, so he's not free until Saturday, I'm proposing that I come down on Friday anyway and just let myself into the house, even though that means that I will be there for 5 nights total on my first visit down to see him. So I send the following text, which I have written down on a napkin to read to you so I can tell you exactly what I said to him. I'm totally fine making myself at home if you don't mind me letting myself in. I just didn't want to assume 4 nights was okay. And then I put in parentheses, as the too much person for most of my relationships, I still fall back sometimes to trying to...
Dude, I mean, having known this chick a week and a half, I don't care how much time we spent talking on the phone, I would not want her just coming into my house and making herself comfortable for the next 4 days. What if she's a serial killer, man? You guys ever watch like Forensic Files? Usually when I never watch TV, but when I'm traveling and I'm staying in hotels, sometimes I will flip it on, and that Forensic Files is always on. And you know, even though a lot of dudes are serial killers, it's always interesting when it's a female, and they always look fairly normal too. It kind of scares you.
Not be overwhelming, but I would really like to wake up with you Saturday morning if you don't mind that much of me.
Did she say this? I hope he didn't say that. That is some beta stuff to say. Let her say that.
So this was me being intentional about a few things, because secure relationships take 2 people, right? So I was being a little bit vulnerable and letting him know that I'm a little bit insecure about this.
Dude, that's very forward. That's not vulnerable. It's pretty forward. personally, I don't like fast women like that. That's a little too forward.
So I was clearly communicating that. I also wanted to clearly communicate that I did want to come down and see him. I didn't want any coyness or any guessing, but also acknowledge that it was totally okay if he didn't want me there that long. He did not text me back. He picked up the phone and immediately called me right after I sent the text. And he said, "What do you mean about being the too much person?" So I said, I talk a lot and I'm really enthusiastic and I can get really excited about things.
He definitely talks a lot.
So I think it's reasonable to come stay for 5 nights because I'm really excited to see you and I want to...
Dude, 5 nights with this chick, man, 1 night with her would be way too much. 2 hours with her would be a bit too much, in my opinion. I don't like chicks who talk this much. I remember when I had my 6-girl dating rotation, some of those chicks would just like yammer on about nonsense, and I literally had to tell them to just shut it, like a number of times, like, be quiet, please, just, can you be quiet for a second so I could just gather my thoughts? And a few of them cried because I was just like that blunt about it. Wasn't trying to be a dick, but I was just trying to make myself clear, like, stop, right? You talk too much. I literally said that to a few of them, like, stop, you talk too much, right? It's just like, they just yammer on and on. I mean, it's a female thing. Women do that, right? But yeah, I'm quick to cut them off.
Spend time with you, and sometimes I know that I can just be a lot to some people. And I know that we can say go find less, and I agree with that because I think to the right person, as the story proves, you are not too much. But I think it's important to acknowledge and be aware of when we can potentially be overwhelming for people.
This is the type of chick too. This guy, I hope he's looking for a commitment because he's not going to be able to just, like just put her in the sack and then run the next day. I mean, she looks like the type who's going to be like calling him and where are you and chasing him down.
So he listened to my explanation of this and then he got kind of quiet for a second and he said, "I love how much you talk. It's how we end up talking for hours every night."
Oh my God, this guy is so beta. He's saying, "I love how much you talk, Mr. Fake Nice Guy." Yeah, let's see how he is by the 3rd night of her listening to her yammer away. Right, we'll see how much patience he has. It reminds me of that Ben Stiller movie. What was it, like The Heartbreak Kid? Remember, they were in the car, they were going on vacation. He just met his future wife. They didn't really know each other, and then they were in the car driving to Mexico or something, and she was just like singing, like la, 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 la. He was I mean, his patience was being tested. I can imagine that happening with this chick.
I love listening to everything you have to say. I love your enthusiasm for life and that you get so excited about things.
This guy is going to end up in her friend zone. He's going to end up getting like burned by this chick. He sounds like a chick, man. It just saddens me when I hear guys like this. It's just they're so emasculated that they become women, right? This guy does not sound like a man. He sounds like a woman. And God forbid any of you guys sound like this dude in your relationship, because it's doomed if you do, right? And the only way to fix this, get into 7 months to mastery. I'll teach you how to fix this.
And I would really love to spend as much time as possible with you, so you should absolutely come down on Friday night if that's what you want to do.
Oh my God.
So here's your reminder, it does not matter how much you are, you will never be too much to the right person.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is just so thirsty. He reeks of thirst, right? I mean, you got to play it cool, right? You got to play it cool. I mean, even if the chick's not that good looking, I mean, and you still want her for whatever reason, you got to play it cool. You got to be like, all right, yeah, come down Friday. I'll see you then. Cool. I'll talk to you then. See you Friday. Wait, I'm not going to talk to you before then? Maybe if you want to, just shoot me a text or something. Otherwise, I'll see you Friday. Right? That's it. Be cool. You have other things to do, right? You're a man on the move. You have places to go, people to see. You don't have time to be sitting on the phone 3 hours talking to this chick and, oh my gosh, I love the way you just ramble on about nothing. Ooh, I love the sound of your voice. I love the smell of your perfume. No, right? I'll see you Friday. Cool. Peace out. Done. So, oh well. I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from The 33 Secrets, signing out here from my garage with the DeLorean. And don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you subscribe. So please make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well. so it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, same exact type of women that myself and my students all over the world are out there cold approaching every single day. And I kid you not, every single day we're making things happen. And I want you to join us. I want you to become one of us. And right now, it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me. It's just $1. It's really easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you could get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.